talk about transformations and thinking through about how we would change ourselves to organize ourselves around a new future. That's the theme of the conversation we're having the next few days is personal transformations and organizational transformations. And soon is transforming a nation. It's a long way from Singapore to Harvard Business School back to Brunei, and we were asking an earlier contingent who was visiting with us, do you even know where Brunei is? Brunei, one of the most affluent countries in the world, always one of the top 3 or 5 per capita, going through enormous transformations. Could you talk a little bit about what it's like to try to encourage such an affluent nation, particularly thinking about its future in an entirely new way?
No, thank you, Mark. Let me just repeat the same question a little bit to check in. How many people have been to Brunei? Some.
Yeah,
okay,
so both of us are here. Yeah. But we're all your friends.
No, thank you. And I was mentioning earlier, 2 years ago when I first met Marsha and Mark, that's not my journey. Brunei was ranked very, very high GDP per capita for many years in a row, but it's because it's based off oil and gas. Yeah. And we know, although it's been for 6 decades, it's been doing so well, but that trajectory will not go on forever. Mm. And growing up in Brunei, I know, that someone need to do something about it. Maybe I can do something about it, but I never thought that I could or should. Mm. And that's when the 2 amazing gentlemen come into my life. Mm. And kick my ass, among many things. As I mentioned earlier, 6 months after I met them, Mark and Marsha, I went back and head off the entrepreneurship initiative of the country. A year after that, they make me the head of the economic development board of the country. And I realized that it's not the journey is not an economic journey. On the personal note, it's such a leadership journey. It's a constant battle of me telling myself I cannot do that. Me working with my peer who might not believe in me. And despite that, the show must go on and we must move forward. And I was talking earlier to some of our friends here. The more we dive into it, we realize that this is not an economic game. It's not about discovering the next industry that would take Brunei in Industry 4.0 away from oil and gas. It's not that. It's a social game. How do we transform a country which for 6 decades has been relying on oil and gas, free education, free healthcare, no personal tax, for 3 generations.
Subsidized housing, yeah, everything.
Yeah, subsidized, and tell them, look, this does not last forever, and I do not want to hear that news. And that's difficult, yeah. And that's why I'm here tonight. It's not the industry, but it's the software of the country that need to change, and it's not easy.
When you think about your personal journey in terms of growing in this direction and helping others, it's a matter of empathy and trying to reach people. This is where you were born, and yet you've spent your life out in the world. What are some of the lessons you bring back to that?
So be able to step in and say, look, I'm really, really here for all of us. Take empathy that I a lot more to learn. Yeah. So
it's your nation, and we feel it. Can you feel love from Sun Lu? Thank you. Thank you.